Well, okay, we are live all over the place. I appreciate everybody joining. This is Project 44. We are getting down to it. We only have a few days left. So we have 4 days left for Project 44, which is essentially a birthday fundraiser. So today we're actually live on um, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Somebody had the great idea to stream it on YouTube too, so I can reach more audiences, find more things to distract me while we're doing this and having these conversations. A couple things I want to talk about today. So I had, you ever have one of those conversations with someone or, a friend of yours online, and they comment on stuff, and it's just like, what the hell? So I had posted on my personal page. So listen, I'm not asking. In fact, I'm telling you, no one is to no one is to seek out anyone who is part of these comments. Okay, that's not what this is about. This is about highlighting the disconnect between the way people love animals, some animals, the way they love pets, and the way they treat other animals. So it started out today. So I shared a post. Let me pull this up here just a second. Post. So I shared a post. This is from Yago, Meat Free Mikey. So I appreciate all of his content. He says them sees dog in a hot car, do something to rescue. Also them puts turkey in the oven. So from there, all I did was share his post. I said, it's just a different perspective. I'd encourage you to think about what you're doing. And from there, the first comment, and I didn't see this at first. So this happened yesterday. The first comment was, the turkey is already dead. That is a very disconnected comment from an individual that loves her horses. It's just crazy. So we had a little back and forth on this, and then finally, the one that she said, "Quit shoving your beliefs on me," which that's a hilarious fallacy, because vegans aren't shoving their beliefs on anyone. We're not the one violently, uh, you know, abusing and exploiting animals. We're not. That's not us. Um, Hang on a second. I'm going to try to move something. This should work really well. Bear with me. Too much going on in one place. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not really helpful, but what happened? I lost a leg off my tripod for my camera. Let's see if that works. Is that better? Yeah, that's a little better. All right, more like I can look in one place. Even though I'm watching, so this is ridiculous. Sorry, first squirrel of the night. I have an iPad to my left. I have a phone, and a laptop with everything streaming. So the comment that really kind of pushed this conversation over the edge for me, and I've got other vegan friends who chimed in and offered perspective without judging, perspective without flat out being mean or hateful or disrespectful in any manner. I thought it was a good attempt to try to change, not even change someone, try to share a different perspective, because that's what the post was generally about, right? So finally, this lady says, I had shared with her some of the horrors that happen in order for a turkey to end up on your plate. And I didn't over sensationalize it. I didn't do anything overall. Um, I said, she came back and said, I know all about that. No doubt it's terrible, but it's not changing Thanksgiving for me. So she self-admitted that what I shared with her and what happens to those turkeys or the animals or anything else that ends up on her plate, she admitted that it's terrible. She flat out admitted that it's terrible, but that's not going to change anything. That is a comment from a very, I would say, not desperate, that's a disconnected individual. I've known this person a very long time. They know that I'm vegan. They know that they know how I feel about this, and just to be that disconnected, to just, I don't know. It's hard. So where do you go from there? And so I said, if you're that, if you see that it's terrible, why do you support it? And there's no comeback from that. None whatsoever. This person tried to tell me that nothing's ever going to change. Yeah, Simon, it's crazy to be that disconnected. To know and to admit to yourself that, yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible, but yeah, it's Thanksgiving. I'm not going to change. That's hard. That is very hard. So I don't know. I really don't know. It is definitely very hard to see that. It's very hard to, how do you reach someone like that? How would you reach someone that is that disconnected, that admits that it's terrible? Hey, Kayla, Simply Vegan Queen in the house. What's happening? How do you respond to that when they say, yeah, I know it's terrible, but that's not going to change my Thanksgiving? What a selfish comment. So it's bad for the animals. It's bad for the environment. It's cruel to the animals. There's so many things we can go on and on and on. And it's like, so Becky said, my wife says, I don't know that it's not disconnected. I just think she's selfish and self-centered. Yeah, when you say something like that, when you say, I know it's terrible, but you're not going to ruin my Thanksgiving. You're not going to change my Thanksgiving, is what she said. But yeah, I agree. That is a very selfish comment for someone to say that. It just is. Regardless of how you think and feel, it is very, very selfish. Just had a lovely Indian vegan dali soup with some pita. I'm a voice of something. Sometimes it's not reason. Some Indian food, like, I'm not a big curry fan. And neither's my wife, so we're good on that. There's some Indian food that I do like, but that's probably about the only, I guess you could say, ethnic type of food that I don't like. I'm having cut up apples and bananas. Those are always good. It's always funny when people are like, I've never tried vegan food before. It's like, have you ever had an apple? It's Tabitha Brown. She has that video where she's like, what do you mean you never had vegan food before? And she pulls out a strawberry. You've never had my wife, you've never had a strawberry? My wife says, I despise curry. Yeah, she's not a big fan at all. Literally not a fan. Not even a little fan. She's just not a fan at all. What else we got? Yeah, that's just crazy. All right, so it has been 3 days. It sounds like I'm getting ready to start a confessional. It has been 3 days since our last donation. So we started really picking up momentum, and we made some good progress, and we're over $1,500 for Cows Come Home Sanctuary, which, don't get me wrong, that's a big help to Cows Come Home Sanctuary. I had a much bigger goal, though. I had a goal of $4,400, and we have 4 days to get there. Gonna be a little tight. I I have shared this out anywhere I can, everywhere I can. I've been doing these lives every day to try to reach more people. I've been trying to mix it up a little bit and do them at different times throughout the day. So tomorrow, I'm working from home tomorrow. So break time, lunchtime, like I'm going to try to hit several, maybe I have to look at I think I have a couple meetings I got to be on. Um, I think I may try to hit several tomorrow. So we'll see. It's just that important. Cows Come Home Sanctuary is a small sanctuary in Tennessee, and they need our support. They both work full-time jobs, and then they take care of the sanctuary. So me too. I prefer Asian food, but this is yummy and not too spicy. More potatoes and mild with chickpeas. That does sound good. Um, that does sound good. I just yeah, not a big curry fan. But I could not just have British foods all day. Yeah, there's some like Mexicans probably our favorite. That's probably like our favorite go-to. Like we eat that a lot. We eat a lot of Chinese. Love Chinese. Um, so there's lots of things that um, we enjoy, but probably Mexican style food is probably our. My wife makes these crunch wraps that are awesome. She taught me how to. And this is not hard, but teaching me something. Um, I don't know how much Japanese food. I know such a mix with Asian food, and here in the U.S., like how much stuff are you getting that's genuinely Chinese versus something else? Love Thai food. Love Thai food, especially when it's spicy. But my wife taught me how to make taquitos. Taquitos are really good, and it's easy to make. Like I'm. I don't know why. So I love movies and movie quotes, and I just thought about when I said that when I said that she taught me how to make taquitos. In my head, I hear David Spade saying, "He's just a big dumb animal." um, that's just what played through my head is that but she was able to teach me how to do that. Um, I'm okay with it. Like it's okay. It's okay. She loves me. Um, so April, Gina, how are you guys doing today? Not too large of portions, a lot of veggies, sweetness of vegan Japanese food. Okay, so it's a local chain here in Ohio. It's called Bibibop Asian Grill, and they have these sweet potato noodles that are Japanese. They're I'm going to butcher the pronounce like Japuin, something like that. Jaqueen noodles. They're really, 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 really good. I don't get them too often because I've been trying to behave lately, but I do eat bibimbap regularly, which is delicious. So let's see here. I'm gonna put that in the chat over there. I will say something I do like. So this is the first time in forever that I've gone live on. Do you have a butcher? You're gonna have to rephrase that question because I do not have a butcher. And ramen is also Japanese. Yeah, I like ramen noodles. Ramen noodles. My wife will make some ramen noodles that are really good. She'll make. She hasn't made them in a little while. She makes these. Oh my God, Crunch Wraps. Puts Taco Bell to shame. Crunch Wraps are really good. What are the other ones you make, Joe? You make like trays of them. Enchiladas? No. I don't know. She puts it in front of me and I eat it. It's delicious. I'm a spoiled man like that. But yeah, what? Say it again. She yelled from in the house. What was it? Enchiladas. Yeah. Oh, burritos. Yeah, I can make a burrito. It may not stay together, but I can make a burrito. Sorry, I know you're vegan and proud, like all of us, but it sounds like you said I have a butcher. No, you said pronounce the noodles something else. Sorry, I'll be okay. It's okay. Listen, so I slept really good last night. I went to bed, I don't know, like 9:30. I was tired. Um, I've had a lot of things going on, and I went to bed, and I slept like a rock until like 4 a.m. And then it was like wide awake. So I'm a little tired. Your wife needs to share recipes. My wife doesn't use recipes. That's the problem. So she'll see a recipe, and it is like it is like a guideline. It is a it is a suggestion how much garlic to use. It is a suggestion how much onion to use. She is just one of those people. She can look at a recipe and think, I can do that. I'm really excited because my birthday's on Saturday, and she asked, what kind of cake do I want? And I want a carrot cake this year. And so she's gonna make me a carrot cake for my birthday. So excited. So excited. I can't wait because I know that when she does stuff, it's great. It's cold here in Britain. We are poor, but still have the heaters on and not cocoa and hot water bottles. Yeah, carrot cake would be good. She's never made it before since going vegan. Usually she does either a German chocolate cake. Yeah, carrot cake's really good. So I know her. She's gonna knock this out of the park, and we will be bragging about her quite a bit. So um, excited about that. So I've got some good recipes. Charlie, what kind of good recipes do you have, Charlie? Yeah, that's her problem. Like, I share pictures of stuff that she makes, and everyone's like, "Ooh, I want the recipe." And it's like she doesn't have one. She's just one of those people that I don't know. She just does it, and like I hear her, and they're making something now. I think we're having Buddha bowls for dinner tonight. Is that right? I hope so. But listen, all right. So there's a couple things. First off, thank you guys so much for the support from this community. I appreciate you guys. I tried a new place today. It's not vegan, but they do have 2 vegan subs that they offer, and it's kind of like unfortunately, it's like a deli. But they do have 2 vegan subs, and today I got their vegan cold cut sub. It's a new place. It's small. All kind of food. Make killer fish out of tofu, jackfruit, birria tacos. That sounds really daggone good. This sub I have today, yeah, there's so many options out there today. Um, so this sub I had today, it was what you would expect if you went to, I don't know if you guys know what Jersey Mike's subs are, something on that line. So they're vegan cold cut sub. They take tofu and they slice it real thin, and it's marinated tofu, and it was freaking outstanding. Yeah, I agree, and I talked to the lady that was working behind the counter while I ate my lunch. She's I asked her, out of the 2, they have a mushroom one, they have a mushroom sub, and then they have this cold cut sub. She goes, I really like the cold cut sub because I don't really care for mushrooms. I'm like, I love mushrooms. So she goes, but the mushroom sub is very popular. So we will have to go back and try the mushroom sub. I wish more places. Here's the thing. Without the market for it, it's hard to survive. We had a vegan restaurant and it closed down. There was some differences with some of the owners, and things fell apart. So if you have vegan restaurants and you put vegan on the name, there are people that will not go in there because it says vegan, because they're that uninformed of what vegan food really is. So it's hard. Off topic. Oh no, I'm not gonna. You're never off topic. There. Miss Vegan World. So never off topic. There's always all kinds of things going on here. So especially considering we're live on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So anything goes. Off topic, but maybe you could make a shot of your followers for fur free and ask your European friends to sign the EU initiative to ban fur farms and import, what's wrong with me? Import fur products. Yeah, that's a good idea. I could definitely do something like that. A place called Veggie Grill. Oh, love Veggie Grill. There's a place like, I'm assuming you've been there to Veggie Grill. We've been to Veggie Grill in LA in 2019, I think. So it's been a minute. Yeah, we need to ban fur. So they said so we've talked about this, about the fur farm that was, I don't want to say attacked, the fur farm that in Ohio where they released all of the mink from 2018. Thanks, Joe. It was close. In that town where it's at, they were using snowplows to scrape up the mink off the road. They were using snowplows to scrape up mink off the road. If that's not disheartening, I don't know what is. And that's what led me to saying and posting the video suggesting that we need to do better as a community when it comes to action like that. My opinion, and this is simply my opinion, there are some people, all right, so simply Vegan Queen. In Ohio, a group of individuals broke into a fur farm and released between 25,000 and 40,000 mink out of their cages. 10,000 of them escaped into the community. I live in Ohio and I know people that live up there, so it is true. So the problem is, it's not like you released 100. Mink are native to Ohio. They released 10,000, or 10,000 of them escaped the property. It's not a good situation. Their fate, if they were left in the farm, is not good. Releasing 10,000 of them is not good for multiple reasons. The direct environmental impact on that ecosystem. So we're going into winter here in Ohio, so food is already scarce. So yeah, so that's the problem. It's not like, so Kayla asked, is it not a good thing that they escaped? It's a lose-lose situation, but I think releasing 10,000 little carnivores into an area, I think it disrupts. I think it really disrupts the local natural balance of habitats and animals that live there already. There were reports of people beating them to death with golf clubs, people trying to shoot them. And I understand the absolutely horrific death they would have had anyways, but you're looking at a ecological disaster on top of the cruelty disaster and the loss of lives for all of us. So it's a little hard, right? It's a little hard. So we've talked about it several nights on this series, and I think it's worthwhile. And I don't know what the right answer is. It's awful all around. So if you do nothing, like I had no idea that this fur farm even existed in Ohio. So it's up, probably for anyone who doesn't know the state, it's up closest to, it's a little south of Toledo. But I didn't know they were there. So, because of this, now it's on people's radar that this fur farm is there. Um, I understand from a compassionate standpoint, we want to release all the animals, right? But can you imagine if you released 10,000 head of cattle, 10,000 cows to just roam through town? That would not be a good situation for the cows, for the people. Like it just, we, as activists, I think we need to think a little more. I get where their head and heart, I get where their, where their passion comes from, because as vegans, we want to liberate these animals. Um, we've got to find a way to shut these fur farms down, in particular. Um, so I don't know. We've talked about it quite a bit, and there are some people that have some difference of opinion, and that's fine. Um, there's the vegan police will come out. Hello, fellow vegans. Annette, good evening. They were released by the owners, or yeah, someone broke into them. The barn was spray painted with Animal Liberation Front, and they said they spray painted on one of the barns. We'll be back. So I don't know if that's legitimate or not, but that's what was reported. So it's not a good situation. Um, this feeds into non-vegan, and all their animals are released if we all go vegan. Yeah, every activist has thoughts about it stopping, and sometimes it's not the most smart ideas, but it's sad and hurts physically to sleep at night thinking about the animals. Yeah, it's not a good situation. Yeah, it's not a good situation all the way around. And like I said, I don't know what the right answer is. It concerns me releasing that many animals on that scale, the ecological impact that it has on that natural environment for the other animals that live in those habitats. Like, not to mention, like, just, yeah, it's just not a good situation all around. So it is what it is. Can't change it. It's been done. Um, have have I done any activism for fur farms? I have not. Well, yes and no. So I do enjoy going to Anonymous for the Voiceless. I enjoy doing those. So fur is one of the things that we do talk about when we're doing cubes for that. Um, Sorry, I've not followed you for long and have not been very social at the moment. No, you're okay. Just hopped on. Quick recap. Well, we talked about um, ridiculous comments on my Facebook page today. So, Meat Free Mikey posted a thing that said something about comparing people would do anything to rescue a dog in a hot car, but yet they want to stuff turkeys in ovens. And somebody said, well, the turkey's already dead. Do you have any idea what the turkey goes through in order to be dead and to be in your oven? Or would you shove a dead dog in your oven? So, of course, the answer is no to that. But the comments that started to come on after that, the final one that just I put up a reel about it and posted it on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It simply she said, let me think about this. She said, after I had told her what happens, um, well, I appreciate that, April. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And there were lots of other advocates, um, other advocates jumping in, friends of mine. So she said, after I told her what happens to turkeys and everything from, yeah, literally everything, how they use straws to get the semen off the boys. I'm not going to go into the details because my wife will yell at me and she's chopping stuff up in the kitchen. So, um, she said, "Oh, I know all about that. It's terrible, but it's not going to change my Thanksgiving." Like, how disconnected and selfish, as my wife pointed out, selfish do you have to be in order to be that way? The turkey's already dead because you paid for it, because you paid somebody to kill that turkey. So crazy. Um, Yeah, so that was that kind of started the day, and then so now um, we're talking about the fur farm in Ohio that was had an incident that they released almost 40,000 mink from their cages, and 10,000 of them escaped. They're literally using bulldozers. We can all stop with our wallet. Yeah, you're paying for it. She tried to tell me that nothing is going to change, and I said things are changing, whether you want to see it or not. There are so many options everywhere. It's like it's crazy. So when we're talking about the fur farm, we're talking about Cows Come Home Sanctuary in Talbot, Tennessee, and it's so the turkey butt thing is awful, right? Most people don't know that, don't realize it, don't want to talk about it, don't want to realize it. They don't want to know what they don't know. They just say ignorance is bliss, and I say no, it's just ignorance. Um, yeah, so that's difficult, right? Humans are the ones who sometimes eat animals, only care about their own pleasure. Yeah, that's her thing. She said, "I know it all. It's terrible. I know." She said, "I know it's terrible, but it's not going to change my Thanksgiving." That's selfish. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. That is a selfish standpoint to be that way. Um, if you watch Joey Carbstrong, he talks a lot about pleasure over a life. Yeah, and that's what it boils down to. But all right, so Cows Come Home Sanctuary. We've been doing this for 40 days. I have 4 days left on this fundraiser, this birthday fundraiser. It's hard to believe that we've been doing this for almost 44 days. I appreciate all you guys joining. I appreciate all the support. I wanted to do something for someone else. So for my birthday, I started this campaign of Project 44, where I am raising money for Cows Come Home Sanctuary. So for those of you who are new to this series, Cows Come Home Sanctuary is a nonprofit organization. They were formerly a multi-generational cattle farm. Think about that. They were a multi-generational cattle farm. They started to transition and became a sanctuary, and officially, like everything was finalized in 2018, and they started their transition in 2017. So it's just an incredible place of healing. So I know things are tight. I know we're going into holidays. I know we all have things going on, but imagine if you had to feed 51 cows. 51 cows you have to feed, and they don't have these giant pastures where they can let them out. They don't have giant fields where they can grow other crops. They are very fortunate where they are, that they're able to take care of these animals and provide them sanctuary for the rest of their lives. And that's their plan, that's their goal. So as a small sanctuary, first off, we should be doing more to support small sanctuaries all across the country. The big boys are great. Simply Vegan Queen. All right, so two ways. If you click on the link in my profile, that'll take you to the GoFundMe for Cows Come Home Sanctuary. 100% of the donations, it all goes directly to them. It doesn't come to me whatsoever. 100% of the donations goes to them. Because they are a nonprofit organization, GoFundMe doesn't take anything out, and they send all of that directly to them. Because they are a small sanctuary, also this helps in that they, this being a small sanctuary, 100% of that donation goes directly to feeding these animals, making sure they have the proper veterinary care. I know things are tight, but imagine trying to feed 51 cows. I keep trying, I know, personally with our family, with our dogs, the things we try to do to help some others. I know how tight things are. Imagine if I had 51 cows that I had to feed on top of that. And they don't have the big following. They don't have celebrity donors. They don't have this large backing. So it's a place that is near and dear to me. That I love Rick and Randy. I don't hide it. I talk about it a lot. They are incredible individuals. Rick is He is a mountain of a man with a giant heart. He'd give you the shirt off his back if you walked up to him and said, I'm in trouble. I need the shirt. I need a shirt. He would literally give you the shirt off his back. That's who Rick is, and that's just how he lives his life. They have a very powerful transition story. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I know people are in different positions, but I think we can all figure out a way to find $5, $2, whatever you can afford. And a couple things here. First off, as a way to say thank you, anyone who makes a donation, I went out and I bought a 32-ounce hydro flask, customized it with Vegan Sheepdog and Cows Come Home Sanctuary logo. So anyone, sorry, YouTube couldn't see that. Anyone who donates will be registered for that giveaway. It doesn't matter how big or small the donation is, just that you're helping support Cows Come Home Sanctuary. The other thing that we're going to give away is a Cows Come Home Sanctuary t-shirt. So we're going to try to be able to say thank you for everyone who helps try to support them. I really appreciate the support so far. We're over $1,500. I was hopeful, and I had these big dreams that we were going to, Project 44 is 44 days for my 44th birthday. This was $44. April, who was on earlier, her favorite number is 44. There were just lots of things that kept going, and I've received several donations that are $44. So I had this idea that we could reach $4,400. I've been trying to reach, because someone had the great idea, Susanna, who follows and supports a lot of what we do. She had the idea to reach out to Lewis Hamilton. His race team is number 44. He's a staunch vegan advocate, and I really appreciate him for all that he does. So that hasn't worked. I mean, on Instagram, he's got like 31 million followers, but how cool would that be? Simply Vegan Queen. So I can send you if you go to, yes, that's one of the big things. If we can spread the word, we can reach more people. flowpage.com/thevegansheepdog. So if you go to flowpage.com/thevegansheepdog, normally I have that link in my profile on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, but right now I have the link directly to the Project 44, just to make it simple. Flowpage.com/thevegansheepdog. You asked how you can get any of my gear. So I do have a Bonfire store. The reason I use there are good and bad things about Bonfire. The reason I use Bonfire is because there's no waste involved in it. They print what is sold. So if you ordered something today, I've got hoodies, tees, and tanks up there, different ones that people may or may not be interested in. I got one that's a little edgy. It says defend animals. Yeah, dear Lewis Hamilton, please donate. How freaking cool would it be to get a $44 donation from Lewis Hamilton? Like, I wish I knew someone. Like, I hate using connections to get to people, but that would be really cool if I knew somebody that knew Lewis Hamilton. Oh, you know what? I know somebody who might. I know somebody who might know Lewis Hamilton. I'll see what I can do. I will see what I can do. Yeah, that would be a cool connection. Yeah, so it's on there. I only have shirts and hoodies up there right now. For those of you who have seen my new vegan sheepdog hat, I ordered those through a company called Hat Launch, which I'm really happy with the product. I'm just trying to figure out if that's a sustainable model to go through. Really happy with what they sent. So I will try to check that out. But we'll see. We shall see. Let's see. What else you guys got going on? Anything exciting going on? Anything you guys are looking forward to this weekend? Any big plans? So Saturday's my birthday. The Ohio State Michigan game is on Saturday. So my father-in-law and I will be watching that intently because he's an Ohio State fan and I'm a Michigan fan. UP. It's just a lot of fun. We enjoy sitting down. One of the things we talked about the other day, we talked about football. So we started talking about the World Cup, and then we started talking about the NFL. Went there, fell in love with the hoodie on Bonfire. Awesome. Yeah, so there's on Bonfire they have a setting when you have a store set up, and it's free to set a store up, by the way. If anyone has any ideas you want to put out there, you can do so. You have a slider as far as like how much you want to make off the stuff. I have it set to the very bottom because they're not. I mean, stuff's not cheap, right? But the dollars that come in from that, which isn't much, I use that to donate to sanctuaries across the country. If I see somebody that puts a post up and it's like, oh, somebody needs help because of whatever's going on. Yeah, it's definitely something it's a good tool, and that's what I use that for. Unfortunately, it doesn't generate a lot, but every now and again it does. My daughter's B-Day is Sunday. We will be in FaceTime chat since she's away at university. Awesome. Well, happy birthday to your daughter, Jen. Where does she go to school at? If you want to share that. Sorry, that may be some people are a little more private about that, and I understand if you don't want to share where your daughter's at school. Kathy, how are you doing? That's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. I think that's who that is. Yeah, so I'm just trying to raise awareness for Cows Come Home Sanctuary, trying to find a way to help them for my birthday. She's St. Mary's in Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's cool. Man, it just looks so beautiful up there. My wife and I, one of our guilty pleasures is we love watching Oak Island. Nothing exciting this weekend, but the puppy got adopted. Yeah, did it go to your neighbor at least, April? So you at least get to see her? Yeah. Somebody asked how my hand is doing. So stitches came out yesterday. So those who don't know, this wrist is completely fused. Like it doesn't bend. It'll rotate. Fingers all work. Still, we still got some swelling up in here. I got a lot of work to do to get back to where I'm going need to be, but I can almost make a half-assed fist. So, but we're getting there. Feeling good, healing good. Doc is happy with it. I'm happy with it. I'm not in any pain. I don't have to wear my brace and stuff. He said, unless you're doing something. He said, but even with your brace on, don't do anything stupid. My parents are saving a turkey for Thanksgiving. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love hearing stories like that. So how does your partner feel? How's your wife feel about that? How does your wife feel about your family saving a turkey for Thanksgiving? Gosh, that's awesome. Love hearing that. We need to hear more stories about that. We need to see more stories about that. That's awesome. One of the things I started to talk about, so I enjoy watching football. Just because you go vegan doesn't mean you need to stop doing some of the things you enjoy unless it involves animal cruelty. So what I don't understand is in today's day and age, Simply Vegan Queen. What's your name, by the way, if you don't mind? I try to, people who join us and talk often, I try to pick up who we're talking to a little bit. You said your parents are saving a turkey for Thanksgiving. And I asked what your wife thought about that, because I understand she's not vegan yet. We'll get her there. in today's day and age, so earlier we talked about the NFL, we talked about the World Cup. Why did they have to use leather to make these footballs, to make these soccer balls? It's not necessary. You can't tell me that's, someone out there can't make. My wife hates turkey, so it's a win. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good. But they're so beautiful. Yeah, but I don't understand why. Sorry. It's just what happens. Okay. I don't know why in today's day and age, why they have to continue to use footballs. Amy, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I will try to remember that. You may have to remind me one more time. Tomorrow I'm going to a dinner to honor Trans Day of Remembrance, which is Sunday. My name is Karen. Okay. I appreciate your support, Karen. I mean, you're always good about commenting on my stuff and sharing. So thank you very much for that. Very nice to meet you. Vegan dinner. So happy about that. Yes, that is always a good thing. Yeah, I just don't know why they have to use animal skin to make that anymore. Karen. Is that better? Karen, sorry. I have like 4 screens going on at one time. Sorry, Karen. Thank you. I shared your GoFundMe with for your birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that's one of the other things, right? So I can only reach so many people. So if you guys would share and comment, I really, really appreciate it. I learned Nike uses kangaroos for cleats. What? Corinne? Is that where we're at now? Corinne? I learned that Nike uses kangaroos for cleats. What? Google, Nike uses kangaroo skin. For fuck's sake. I had no idea. No freaking idea. So apparently, according to this article that was published with Plant-Based News, so I would lean heavily towards being valid. Nike accused of driving kangaroos to extinction to make leather football shoes. I mean, let's forget the fact for a minute. Let's forget the fact. What's the name of that documentary? Let's forget the fact for a minute that they, use and abuse and exploit people to make them. That's bad enough, right? Wow, seriously gross. I've seen Vegan Booty talk about kangaroo exploitation. So sad. Adidas too. Disappointing. So I have a pair of Adidas shell tops that are vegan from their vegan line of shoes. But it just, oh geez, my wife is obsessed with Nikes. All she wears are Air Force Ones, Air Force Zeros, because Zeros wear leather. Especially I have leather cowboy boots that I'm not going to get rid of. I wear my vegan cowboy boots more often. I can't tell you the last time, but I've never, Uggs. And those things are ugly as hell. Like, they're not even cute boots. Cruelty knows no bounds. Isn't that the truth? I wear Converse Chuck Taylors. Yeah, my wife loves her Chucks. No question about it. My oldest son's got all the kids have Chucks. Actually, we just talked about that the other day. There's animals in everything we do. Yeah, it's because the cruelty pays, right? So the good news is things are changing. There are alternatives out there. Companies are waking up. I wish it was for the animals, but it's for profit because they see the dollar signs that things are changing. So hopefully things will get going. They have people who go out and kill them, and oh my God, and they kill the joeys too. I did not know that was a thing. Yeah, but Uggs are ugly as hell. I've always thought that. Even vegan Hoosier in the house. Hey, anyone near Kokomo, Indiana, definitely got to check out Vegan Hoosiers Cafe. Did you get hit on anymore? I haven't seen an update yet. The documentary is called Kangaroo. I will check that out because I like documentaries, and when people ask questions, I like being able to send them to resources like that. So, Litterbox Boy T, is that right? Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I have every color of Chucks. I have some. Oh, glad to hear it, Heather. Glad to hear that he hasn't gone any further, like with a marriage proposal or anything else. But I just thought that was so funny. Yes. So if anyone is near, oh, it's a shame Brooke's not on here. Lucky Lemon Bakery in Kokomo. You're still in Kokomo, right? I know you moved, but you're a great guy, and everyone should donate for your birthday. Thank you very much, Stacy. I really appreciate that. I agree. I'm a little impartial, but I agree. Do you take supplements? If so, which ones? Yeah, so I take a vitamin D, D3, and a B12, and I also take I put it's an iodine supplement I put in my water because mine is low. So, Heather, did you get all? Have you been all moved and into your new shop already? Like things you're done with that portion of chaos? I hate moving. I can't imagine moving my business. There's a place if you're ever over this way. So first off, I love that your shop is what it is, and not when it's crappy out, but maybe after the holidays, my wife and I will just make a road trip over there one day without the little people. Just have a day to turn the radio up and go for a drive. I think that would be fun, and we'd love to meet you someday. If you're ever near Dayton, I went to a place called Tony's and Pete's. It's not vegan, but they do have some vegan subs. And today I had their vegan cold cut sub, and it was really freaking good. So what they did, they had marinated tofu and they sliced it real thin, and it was like eating a turkey club sandwich. Like it was freaking awesome. Um, Not yet. I don't fully move. Oh, okay. I knew you were in the process. Well, here's the thing. So everyone's talking about supplements a minute too. Um, so depending on where you live, it's even a bigger impact. Most people are low, no matter what your dietary guidelines consist of. It was so. Do you guys have Jersey Mike's over that way? Are you familiar with what that is? That's what the sub reminded me of, and it was really freaking good. They had jalapenos on it. Um, so if you're concerned about taking too much, one of the first things you should do is have your levels checked, so you know where you're at, and then you can go from there. I would recommend that. I'm not a doctor, but that makes sense in my head, and I just had mine. We have ours checked once a year, but I think that's a really good idea. But anyone, doesn't matter what your dietary lifestyle consists of, even people who aren't vegan, they need to be looking at vitamin D3 and B12. We used to be able to get plenty of D from the vegetables and things we were eating because things weren't overly bleached and sanitized the way they are today. But unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. Even animals are given B12 supplements, which is just another freaking shame when you look at it all. I'd rather take the supplements than pump an animal full of them. Yeah, absolutely. So, but you should have your levels checked so you know where you're at. So I take 5,000 units a day for D3 and my B12. I don't remember what that one is. I could go look, but then I'd have to go look. But the serum iodine level is another one that is interesting that you should look into as well. So my friend Jacinda, she suggested that I have that checked when I had all my levels checked. She's a is she a PA? I forget. Let me look. Um, Let me look. She's an RN with BSN. She is empower underscore me underscore diabetes underscore. She's really focused on helping clients and people with diabetes and health. So definitely a good thing, a good resource to check out. Lots of good information. It's just unfortunately, we're not going to get it all from our food, even if we eat 100%. It's just we're probably not going to get enough. So my levels were, I had slacked off on actually taking my supplement every day because I forget. I forget, and then I don't do it, and then my levels were like borderline low, but they were within the standard range, but they were not where I wanted them to be. So, vitamin B12 is stored in your liver for 5 years. I did not know that. I did not know that. That's an interesting fact, Jen. Thank you. So, all right, listen, I'm going to jump off here. I appreciate all your guys' support. You know, if no one was watching, I would still be doing these because it's that important. I appreciate this community that has kind of come around my platform. I say it all the time, and I need to put a shirt up that says I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not, and that's okay. Heather, you too. Have a good one. Not everybody's cup of tea, but yeah, it's going to take all kinds of different voices, all types of different messages to reach as many people as we can to have the biggest impact. That's what it's about. I don't need you to like me. I don't care if anyone likes me or not. I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm gonna keep speaking up for animals and keep encouraging people to support small sanctuaries and check out Cows Come Home Sanctuary. Make sure you check them out all over the place. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. And make sure that you're doing the best you can as well to share your story. Any opportunity, plant seeds. It's so important when you're having a conversation with someone. There's a time to plant seeds and there's a time to use a sledgehammer. It's important to know the difference on when to use which tool, right? Sometimes you might have to just start out with a sledgehammer. After the conversation we had today on Facebook about the post where my friend said, I know it's terrible, but you're not going to ruin my Thanksgiving. Should have went right to the sledgehammer. You are so well spoken. Thank you for defending animals. I appreciate that. I mumble, and I'm going to tell myself because I think it's funny because I don't care. I do some things and my wife will be like, you did it again. One of them I'll say, I'll be talking about something. I'll say like, A, we shouldn't do this. And I never get to B. Or Sledgehammer. Love that song. Oh, Sledgehammer. Peter Gabriel. Yes, great song. Love the claymation video from that when MTV actually had music videos on. Yeah, some of us are that old. Some of us on here may not be. But yeah, I do that a lot. I get lost. I really want to try to do a better job at not using I'm guilty of that. I think it makes a better presentation when you're not doing that. What else do I do that you are always like, aha?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm listening, but I'm not. I'm trying to fix a doorknob.
All right. She was listening, but not listening. She's get her earbud in while she's making dinner, and then apparently she has to go fix a doorknob. So, because that's my wife. Like she don't need me. She don't need me. She's fucking awesome. I posted a picture from one of our friends got married, and you use bum bum ba bum. I don't know what that is. I'm missing something there, Gina. One of our friends got married, and one of our other friends' husbands was the photographer for the wedding. And he's like, "Hey, do you guys want a picture together?" And so we got a picture all of us all dolled up, and I am a very lucky man. So you guys want to see that picture? My wife is absolutely beautiful. I'm very fortunate for her for all kinds of reasons. But I am a very lucky man. Let me see if I can do this. Dun, dun, dun. We'll go to TikTok first. There's my wife. Go to YouTube, back it up. That is my lovely bride. I'm getting like, wow, why is it being like weird? It's funny. It's really only Instagram that did that. It's got like reflection of mirrors, but bump, bump, bump. Really? I do that? I don't know that I realized that. So thanks for pointing that out. If there are things, so here's my thing. First off, we have squirrels and we have scurries and we have all kinds of things while we're talking about animals. And do I really? She said, yes, you do that a lot. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's funny that I do that. If there are other things that I do, by all means, point them out. I don't take them as someone knocking me. I take it as an encouragement to try to be a better speaker, to be able to be a better advocate for animals, to be able to get a better message across. One of the funniest things that I do, so a lot of my reels I'll shoot with my digital SLR, and I get it set up on the tripod. Do, but you say do too. Do. Do I really? All right, keep them coming. That'll be the next thing. So, if you were to see the outtakes, of me using my digital SLR, it would not be good. So usually when you guys see a reel, when you look at something, oh, thanks, Jen. All right, I will keep. I love it. I will keep that in mind. See, there's the again. I get stuck on something, I start laughing about it, and just goes south. If you were to see the outtakes, when I'm making a reel, so when you see the reel, you see that message that's in between a minute and a half, and it's pretty clear. Generally, if I mess up in it, I'll redo it, but every once in a while, I'll get something else out there. Some of them, though, I try to hit that minute 15 to minute 20 mark. That's kind of like a sweet spot. My clients do when they call. I try to hit that minute 15, minute 20 mark, somewhere in there. But sometimes I get a really good reel and I'm getting ready to wrap it up and I mess it up and I'm like, fuck. My wife walked up, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't worry about it, I got it. So a few years ago, man, that's actually been a couple years ago, more than that, maybe 3 years ago, I was recording a TikTok where I was trying to synchronize what I was saying with the sound. And I know which video it is. And I was standing right here, and I had my camera facing back towards the back, toward when you normally see all my stickers and stuff up there. And I was recording it, and quietly, man, I had to do this. It was a song. I can't think I know what the video is. I could go find it. Maybe I'll put it back out there again. The video wasn't that great, but it was fun to do. So I don't care. I was making that video and I didn't realize it. So you see me from here up in the video. I'm wearing a pair of shorts and I'm standing here funny, and I'm really getting into it, even though you can't see it in the video. When I talk, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm kind of animated. I like using hands. We're not Italian, but you never know. My wife had sent my daughter, our second oldest daughter at the time, to open the door and recorded me what was going on. So she has a video, like a behind the scenes thing, and I told her share it. I said it's funny. Like I'll see if I can dig that out for y'all. It'll be worth the laugh. So, all right, listen, check out the link in my profile. More importantly, make a donation and share it. Comment, share it, like it, share it, save it, do all the things. Do all the things we can do to try to make it more successful for Cows Come Home Sanctuary. I really appreciate all your guys' support. I appreciate what you guys do, and I appreciate you guys listening to me babble and then apparently trying to encourage me to be a better speaker. So we'll work on those things together. My wife's been trying for years to get me to stop mumbling. The mumble is probably the worst. And if I'm tired, it gets even better. It gets even more exaggerated. Let's go. I wouldn't say better because that's not really the right direction, but we'll continue to work on it. So anything we can do to put out a better message, to be more effective in speaking up for animals, the more we can do. So TikTok, actually, I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to sign off. There's nobody on YouTube and no longer be live.